I think the program has gone on for more than 2 hours, so most of you must be sleeping at the back. So I think it's very difficult for the last speaker to enthuse the entire crowd, but I'll try my best. I think if you survived the Pune traffic and reached here, you'll survive my speech as well. So thank you all. Thank you all for coming, especially parents, staff, faculty, members, and everyone present here, because you're so present here in such large numbers fills my heart with joy to celebrate your graduation here. I seek the blessings of Sri Satya Sai Baba. I seek his blessings for all of you who graduate today, that may you go out into the real world and accomplish great wisdom, accomplish great successes, and create a humanity that will truly change the world. Because today you really have an opportunity to go out there and make a difference. Congratulations to all the staff members, congratulations to all the students, to the graduates, to the parents, to the faculty members, and to everyone who played a role in your graduation. Because everyone in this institution has worked hard to make sure that you reach the final goal of graduation so that you can face the challenges of the real world. I think you probably graduated in a very interesting time. Because as you see history, we started with the Stone Age. Of course, when we talk of the Sanatan Dharma, it's much more earlier than the Stone Age. But we learned basic things like agriculture, how to farm, how to grow our own food, and how to essentially live through the earth. That was, I think, the Industry 1. Then we came to the Industrial Age, where we got the steam engine, where we got electricity, and when we learned about teamwork and how to work in pairs, factories were established, and that essentially fueled the economies of the world. But when the steam engine first came, the agricultural economy thought that our jobs will change, our jobs will be out of focus, we'll not be able to have any more jobs. But the jobs just evolved, and I think nature has a way of evolving to the situation with the ever-changing dynamic times. Then Industry 3 came, computers came, internet came, and many other advances in technology. Again, there was a lot of opposition to computers when it was first introduced in India, because people would say that it would lead to loss of jobs, it would lead to loss of many livelihoods. But that was not really what happened. What happened, we again evolved as a society. We adapted to those changes, and we again accomplished the task that we were achieved to do through those technologies that were available to us. Now we are in Industry 4, which is truly again an interesting time, because I think this is the most fascinating time in history, because nowhere in the past, nowhere in the history over a decade or over 100 years have we seen such a technological jump that has taken place in the last 10 to 20 years. So truly when you go out there, I think you have to be geared up for the challenges that face you, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's IoT, whether it's cyber security, and there are so many other areas that are coming into focus. And AI truly is going to be a game changer, because I feel now AI is pervading every part of our life. I truly am a proponent of AI, because I feel when large populations have to be given wisdom, large populations have to be put into safety, I think there will be a truly combined wisdom of the AI that will help us have better enriched lives. Because many jobs that humans were doing, now AI will do. And probably you'll need to be more like thinkers, more like innovators, and more like skills based in terms of how you can work with these different technologies. So embrace it, get hold of what's happening in the future, but the degree today you have may not be relevant tomorrow, because I think you have to constantly learn, constantly evolve. And like in the Sanskrit word, they say shikshan. Shikshan means learning at all times, learning at every second. So it's just not the degree that you go out with today, but with the wisdom you go out to face the real world. Because as the world changes, the world evolves, I think you need to understand that you have to adapt to a constantly emerging technological situation that will be on your face. Perhaps you'll have many challenges. You'll not understand how life will evolve. But I think that's the challenge that you need to face. I just want to talk a little bit about the new team that we put in place. Dr. Oja spoke very passionately about the Defense Research Innovation Foundation that we put in our organization. So there's a lot of impetus going on in this university. A lot of innovative ideas are coming into this university. We are attracting a lot of talent in terms of professors, in terms of teachers. Even the quality of students that come into the institutions is changing. So definitely in the years to come, you will be a very proud alumni of this organization because innovation will emerge through this organization. I'm happy to state that today we are now setting up a 600-bed hospital. So we'll have a medical school very soon. The hospital construction is almost complete. We have set up new academic centers. You see this beautiful building that's come up, which will house more than 2,000 students. And we have new center of excellence called DRIF, where all these new technologies will be put in place, whether it's 3D printing, additive manufacturing, or research in many fields. There's a lot of research going on in the aerospace field because space, they say, is the final frontier. Rockets are going to the moon, rockets are going to Mars. And I think you'll be a new generation that will be a galactic generation, not just this Earth generation. So you need to evolve, you need to understand where technology is going. I would like to thank, of course, the Honorable Minister is gone, but it would not be right for me if I wouldn't thank Sri Devendra Fadnavis, who was instrumental in setting up this institution, because with his help, with his support, with his leadership, this organization came into existence. It was during his tenure that this university was formed. I would like to thank Sri Vinod Taude ji, Sri Rajesh Tope ji, Sri Ranjit Patil ji, Uday Samant ji of course was here. I would like to thank Chandrakant Patil ji. Chandrakant Dada also has wished us well for this ceremony and I wish him well. Little bit I would like to say about my father, because when I talk to the graduates here, I feel it's an inspiration that you need to have. And the doctorates that you have today are all eminent people in their eminent fields who have achieved eminence because of their sheer hard work, because of their resilience, because of their constant pursuit of perfection. And I think in a way they inspire you, they encourage you, and that's the reason why these eminent personalities are being awarded the doctorates today. So hopefully they can be an emulation for you and you can learn from their experiences. I would imagine that many of you in this audience tomorrow will be standing at this stage and receiving doctorates. I hope you achieve those successes in life. A little bit I'll tell about my father, and Amit spoke very briefly about how this campus was a couple of years ago, only a decade ago. But when he started in 1983, there were no private institutions. Literally, there were no private institutions in the state of Maharashtra. When he went to the government used to say that, how can a private organization start an educational institute? And he struggled and struggled and struggled. It was a continuous struggle since the 70s that he wanted to set up educational institutes all across the country and perhaps even the world. But his objective was always that education should be available not only to the privileged, but the people who can't afford education, to the people who cannot get access to education, the people who do not have the economic ability to pay for that education. And today, with his resilience, we have over 222 institutes across the breadth of Maharashtra. We have institutes in Europe, we have institutes in the Caribbean, we are expanding our footprint in the Middle East. And I salute the man. He sends his love and he sends his wishes. He's suffering now from Alzheimer's and dementia, so he's forgetting things, but my Vice Chancellor happened to visit him and his only message to the Vice Chancellor was, love all, serve all. Whatever you can do good for the society, you should keep doing. So I'm incredibly pleased that I'm born in this family. I'm able to fulfill his dream. Another statement he made to me, that because I often used to ask him as a child, that Dada, I call him Dada lovingly, that what is it that it inspires you to do this selfless service? So he said, it's my dream to educate a nation. If I don't fulfill that dream, you should fulfill that dream. If you don't fulfill that dream, your children should fulfill that dream. If your children don't fulfill that dream, their children should fulfill that dream. So that's the commitment this man has given to this nation. So I think we can take him as an inspiration. I take him as an inspiration. And each one of you should take him as an inspiration to achieve success, to achieve heights of experience. India is at a very emerging area. I mean, if you see today Bharat's story, we are racing to be a $10 trillion economy. Slowly but surely we are inching towards that. With Prime Minister Modi's decisive leadership, I think there is a lot of impetus on industry, on the growth, and the growth story of India is phenomenal. And I certainly feel that with artificial intelligence, with the new technology, the next decade or even the next 100 years will be India's. So you truly have a chance and ability to really make a change. You hear success stories of Bill Gates, we speak about Jeff Bezos or the Tatas or the Ambanis. And I want every one of you to think that each one of you can make a difference. I just don't want you to take up jobs in industries. I want you to be entrepreneurs who in turn can employ 10 other people and become a constant combustion engine for development and business growth and take this country to great heights. I would also like to, Dr. Baksani spoke a little bit about mental health, and she's an expert in mental health, and I think that's a topic that's upsetting a lot of people. In fact, it affects everyone today because of the kind of exposure we have, because of the kind of stress we have, and the kind of pressures we face. So my just one counsel to you is, don't take that pressure. Don't let your health corrode. Make sure that you're healthy, not just wealthy. Because I think if you have health, then you're able to achieve everything. But I think if these lessons you learn at a younger age, it will be better. Because it should not be too late before your health is affected. And I think mental health is something that we should all speak about. We should talk about it openly. We should promote people who can assist in this. And there's no harm or shame in accepting the fact that there is a problem. I also get very disturbed sometimes when I hear about the conflicts across the world, because you see the conflict in Ukraine, you see the conflict in Israel, and you just see people fighting over land, people fighting for different things and just killing each other. And apparently we are the most intelligent species compared to the animal kingdom, but I just don't understand the senselessness of war. And to speak a little bit about how India can be a beacon of hope for the world, I often say in my speeches that the power of prayers is very important. I said that a few people praying completely, committedly, can change the philosophy of the world, can change the psychology of the world, can change the entire vibration. You see the Kumbh Mela that's currently happening in Prayagraj, and you see these selfless sadhus who are emerging themselves in the Ganga. They are praying for the welfare of society. They are praying for the safety of people like us who are not aware. So that is selfless service that they are doing. And I think there is great science in our Indian scriptures. There is great knowledge in our Indian scriptures. We've also introduced a subject called Indian Advanced Sciences, which will touch on these subjects, not in terms of religion, but actually in terms of sciences that have evolved. Because over a period of time, I always speak about the Macaulay system, where the British came in and many of our systems were corroded, and we forgot essentially what India was. India was one of the largest economies of the world. 40% of the trade was done from India. And today we are the fifth largest economy in the world. So I think you are going to that growth story. You have an opportunity to participate in that growth story. But everyone must make an effort to participate in that story. I often listen to Prime Minister Modi speaking about Swachh Bharat. And why would a Prime Minister talk about Swachh Bharat? Because he really wants to evolve this country, he wants to develop this country. And I think we should all pledge that we should work not just for the betterment and development of our country, our great Bharat, but also to bring everlasting peace to the world. We can be a beacon of hope to all the people affected, whether it's poverty, people who don't get food to eat, people who don't have access to healthcare, people who don't have access to education. I think it's within every one of us to look at the less fortunate, the unfortunate. Often we say that my life is not good. When you come to that conclusion, just look at someone else's life who doesn't get food to eat or who does not have a shelter to stay in. So I think you're very privileged, and your parents have given you this ability to come to this campus to study, gain that knowledge, gain that wisdom. So be grateful to your parents, be grateful to your father, be grateful to your mother, because they've really worked hard so that you could achieve this success. Take care of them when they are old. My daughter often asks me that, why do you take so much care of your father? Because I love him immensely. So I said, take care of him so much that one day when I become old, you'll probably see how I took care of him and you'll take care of me. So that's the kind of culture we want to set into this. And I'm delighted. It's unfortunate that you're leaving this campus, but I'm delighted, and I hope that the 4 years that you spent here have been memorable, joyful. You've made great memories. You've made great friends. Some of you have created such excellent, excellent memories which you'll not forget, and friendships that will go on long lasting forever. So I wish you all the best. God bless you. Godspeed. Thank you very much. All the best. Go and conquer the world. Just before I go, I'm a follower of Sri Satya Sai Baba. He says, and I quote, perhaps you've heard it before, but I'd like to repeat this, that there is only one language, that's the language of the heart. There is only one caste, that's the caste of humanity. And there is only one religion, the religion of love. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much. Sai Ram.